Whereas in the AFC, you start getting down to like last year, the Titans and teams like that. Like it's not as great as you think. The NFC South is a perfect example. I mean, let's focus on the Falcons.
Yeah.
That division, you start with the 3 teams that could win it, and then like if the Panthers are a good football team, I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
Bridgewater is not a pushover.
Yeah.
And like I don't see them going worse than 7-9, like maybe 6-10. And I think that division might end up being so good, the NFC South, that 10 games wins the division handily. Like in 9 games might also win the division. That's the only thing. They're gonna have beat up on each other potentially.
Yeah.
But that's to me is the biggest storyline.
Does it surprise you if 3 teams come out of there? I mean, one, you're right. There's not a lot of pushovers in the NFC regardless outside of the NFC East, but which has 2 of them, 2 notable ones. But
the Washington football team,
garbage, and the Giants.
Yeah, I think Daniel Jones, like people are high on him. I mean, the book's still out on him for me.
Yeah.
For Dan Jones.
I mean, he's just a complete and total unknown for me. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't proven anything. But it would not shock me. Obviously, I picked the 3 teams coming out of the East or the South, excuse me. And I mean, you can't say enough about Tampa Bay. There's no way Drew Brees misses the playoffs this year.
You just can't say enough about Tampa Bay.
There's no way Drew Brees misses the playoffs.
Well, they're good. Like they've increasingly decreased their usage of Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Like over time, and it's been pretty flawless. I think like they've been pretty good at reinventing themselves. The Saints under Sean Payton, and like for my money, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. Sean Payton is like,
yeah,
I would take him over just about anybody. Who do you have in the NFC?
Definitely top 3
coming out of the NFC, and then let's talk like Falcons quickly.
Oh, man, this is a tough pick. I'm taking Seattle, even though I didn't pick them to win that division.
People are high on Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, well, they got the best quarterback. I would think the best quarterback in the conference. One
in the NFC.
In the NFC, it's tough. Who are you going to pick over him?
I mean, it's like Tom Brady. Russell Wilson, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Would you put Russell Wilson that much higher than Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, all Matt Ryan does is perform, dude. Like, that's all that guy does is put up numbers. I think Matt Ryan's going to have a big year.
It's tough for me to put Matt Ryan up there with Russell Wilson, man.
I would
Russell
tier
Wilson
him.
Balling.
And I hear you. I think you're in the majority on that, but I would tier Matt Ryan close to Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I would put Russell Wilson right there if
would you put him alongside Rodgers, Breeze?
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
NFC?
right now, yeah, absolutely. I would put Lamar and Patrick Mahomes as 1A, 1B, and then right under that tier.
The whole NFL.
Yeah, and then right under that tier, I've got Russell Wilson.
Really?
I really think he's that good of a player.
Where would you slot Brady?
It's tough.
In terms of Matt Ryan?
In terms of Matt Ryan, I would think Matt Ryan's the better football player right now.
Similar tier, though?
Yeah. Especially, I mean, that's like a situational thing when you're talking about the greatest player of all time. Who would you rather have in the fourth quarter?
I think right now for 2020.
For the whole season, Matt Ryan.
Yeah. What about Roethlisberger?
I don't know.
Matt Ryan or Roethlisberger?
Matt Ryan. I think so.
That's what I kind of do. Where I just start
yeah.
And then
and then you rank
quarterbacks just start slotting themselves out. You know what I mean? But Matt Ryan is sort of that enigma. Like I always put him like above, like prime Phil Rivers, and then like below, like a full slot below.
But he gets a really bad rap, and that's affected his ranking in like the national media.
Well, look,
because of what happened in the Super Bowl.
I think so too. Yeah, because
that really sucks.
All right, let's stick on the Falcons, but I'll say I like the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy's first year out of the NFC. Dak Prescott is going to get better. I think Ezekiel Elliott is already great, and then they have really 2 bona fide number ones. I think out wide.
Yeah,
and like I forget his name right now, but a rookie receiver coming in as well.
Does it not seem like they succumb to the pressure every year? Like
Cowboys?
Yeah,
of course.
It feels like it, man. Like they really feel it. And
Jason Garrett not being there anymore, I think kind of.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones has finally moved on from Jason Garrett, his protege, or you know what I mean, like his prodigal son. And Mike McCarthy is a really good football coach. And I think what he did in Green Bay is very, very similar to what could happen in Dallas. A lot of it depends on Dak Prescott, obviously. Falcons over-under in Vegas this year, 7.5. I would hammer the over.
Which is hilarious.
I would hammer that over. Like I think Falcons 9-7 would be.
What did they go to end the year last year? They won like 6 straight games or something like that?
It wasn't 6 straight, but it was like, it was like 6 of 7 or something like that. But they saved Dan Quinn's job. I mean, he was hanging on by a thread. They were 0-6, 0-7, something like that, or 1-6 or 1-7. Like, they were bad.
If the Falcons miss the playoffs, even with an 8-8 record or a 9-7 record, you got to think Dan Quinn's gone this year, right?
Who knows now with the Falcons? That was one of the questions, one of the storylines I had. First off, you're over on 7.5 wins.
I am, yeah.
Next thing on the little rundown here, is Dan Quinn a good football coach?
I don't know.
He
got us to the Super Bowl, so it's like,
yeah. And every year the Falcons have a rash of injuries on defense, and it seems like it happens week 1 and week 2. Like this year, they didn't have to go through their preseason, so I'm nervous about their week 1 game. They start with Seattle in the Mercedes-Benz. I mean, in the Benz. That's as much of a barometer as you're going to get early in the season to host the Seahawks, who I think the Falcons went through the Seahawks to get to the Super Bowl the last time they were there. I'm over on that. I don't know if Dan Quinn's a good coach. I know Thomas Dimitroff is not a good general manager. I've never been sold on what he is. But what he has done is put 11 first-round picks on the offensive side of the ball for the Falcons. It's
crazy.
Think about that. 11 first-round picks on the offensive side of the ball for the Falcons. One more question that I have, and then we'll wrap up.
Wait, so who did you have coming out of the NFC?
Cowboys.
Cowboys? Really?
Yeah, I got Ravens over Cowboys in the Super Bowl. What about you? You're deciding on the spot, huh?
Well, no, I said Seattle, and I think I'm going to stick with Seattle. So Seattle, I was trying to pick between Kansas City and Seattle, and I'm going to go Kansas City over Seattle for that Super Bowl.
One more question I had, and then we'll wrap it up. Where are we at, Producer Ray? 20 minutes? Okay, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
How soon will Falcons fans blame the offensive coordinator if the offense struggles?
Week 3.
Week 3?
Week 3. Yeah.
I think that's about right.
I do it first week.
It's a Falcons epidemic. It's a Falcons fan epidemic to blame the offensive coordinator, no matter what that guy's name is or what he like. And
they keep doing it to us, though, man. Like,
here's the thing, dude. You cannot blame. You don't blame the guy making a couple $1 million ever in any walk of life.
No, you blame the guy hiring that guy.
You have to blame the guy on the field making $30-something million.
Yeah,
like it's Matt Ryan's job. Do you think Tom Brady is really a product of Josh McDaniels?
No.
A
lot of people do think that, though.
Like, you have to be able to overcome an offensive coordinator not being great.
I mean, he still puts up great numbers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's so
a couple years ago they had that Julio Jones thing in the red zone, like he didn't have any touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what drives people insane is that Matt Ryan's putting up all these numbers and we're fucking losing games.
Yeah,
and the frustrating play call, like you said, in the red zone, it's I don't know what to think about it. I get suckered in as a fan because when someone starts talking about it, they make a lot of sense to me, especially when I get emotional about football. But it's tough. It would seem like Dan Quinn or Matt Ryan is more to blame than the OC, but as a Falcons fan, I can say that I'm going to be fucking pissed by week 3 for sure if they're not putting up 30 points a game.
Yeah, they need to look the part.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up. We'll have an ad right now, then we'll talk college football, Georgia, a mascot not being allowed on the sidelines because of Corona, and then Braves and NBA playoffs headed towards a Game 7 for Raptors and Celtics. One more time, your Super Bowl pick is...
Kansas City over Seattle.
I got Baltimore over Dallas.
I like that we didn't have the same pick. That makes it.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Stay tuned for a riveting ad read from your boy.